Hey guys, Trainer Robo here. So we're here for part 2 of the Rumble episode. This episode is just mainly tutorials for setting up Rumble. We'll be setting up the Rumble weekend patch. We will be putting it into Dolphin. I'll show you how to get to the new areas. We will figure out how to multiply Deoxys so you can have 4 of them for multiplayer method. And we'll even talk about getting custom textures in. This is completely unscripted. I do have notes, but that might be why it doesn't sound like the last 2 episodes. It's a little bit more prepared, I guess. Timestamps for each section are going to be in the description, so we can just get right into it. So I have here a folder, which is just a list of the things we're going to be going through. These are the things that you'll need. You will need Pokemon Rumble. You'll need a WAD for it. I'm not going to tell you how to get to it because I don't want to go to jail, but if you do a little bit of searching, I'm sure you could find it. And then you'll need the most recent version of Rumble Weekend Edition. The website for it looks like this, and when you go to download file, you'll want to get the most recent version. As of this video, May 8th, 2022, 1.5 is the most recent version, but if there's anything newer than 1.5, that's what you're going to want. You're going to download it, and it's going to come with 2 different patches. So as you can see, I've got 1.5.bps and then 1.5 bps try if it doesn't work. That's just because each dump of Rumble is different, so one of these might work on one and not work on the other, blah blah blah. And then you'll need a program called Flips, which is just a patcher program. So to do this, you're gonna open Flips, and it brought up this window. You'll just hit apply patch. So first thing you're gonna select is the patch to use. I know which one of these works and which one doesn't, but we're just gonna do the one that doesn't work first so you see what happens. So you'll just click that, hit open, and then you're selecting the file to patch. This will be the Rumble WAD. You may have to go down here and click all files because most of the time it's going to be on this setting and it's not going to show it. But if you click all files, you'll be able to click on the WAD, and then you can just click that. And then you're going to want to name it something. Make sure you don't get rid of the .wad. I'm just going to name this Rumble Weekend. And if it doesn't work, it'll say the patch is not intended for this ROM. But like I said, you just might have to try the other one. So we'll follow all that same stuff. I'll name this one RWE for Rumble Weekend Edition. We hit save, and as you can see, we got it patched. It's just right here. So that's the completely patched WAD file that will work. I will put links in the description to download Flips and the Rumble Weekend patch. Alright, so up next we are going to set up the controller for Dolphin, because you'll need to do that before you can even play Rumble. My version of Dolphin here, it's a portable version, which means it's just completely self-contained. Yours will not be like this, so some of the stuff later in the video, I'll show you where to get to the files on a regular non-portable version of it. But we'll just pop open Dolphin. This is the most recent version of Dolphin. You're going to want to make sure you get that. And then to set up the controllers, you just click controllers here, and you'll want to go to emulate the Wii's Bluetooth adapter and select it. I already have it selected, and I already have these all selected, but you want them to be emulated Wiimote. You'll be using whatever controller you want to use, or you could use keyboard and mouse. You'll want to select it in device. I'm using a wireless Xbox 360 controller, and then you're going to want to make sure you hit sideways Wii remote. That'll just make it so it's easy to, easy to get it done. So the most important buttons here to know is whatever you set your A button to be is going to be the button to access your Pokemon menu, so you can see all the Pokemon you have and swap them out. 1 and 2 are going to be your attacks, so set those to like A or B or whatever buttons you want to set to attack. And then minus and plus, those are start and select, so just set those to ones you want. Then D-pad, I'm actually using the analog stick. So up, down, left, right, that stuff's pretty self-explanatory. That's why you want to have sideways Wiimote set, because if you don't, it will move you a little bit differently, because it'll be treating it like it's a Wiimote that's held straight up. And once you've got that, you can just close it and you'll be done. That's one controller setup. But if you want to get 4 controllers set up and control all 4 of them at the same time for multiplayer method, there's something else we can do. So if you go to configure, up here at the top, you got a thing called profile. So if you just name one Rumble or something, I'll do X Rumble for Xbox controller, and then hit save. That saves that profile. So you can actually come here to configure, and you'll see that we've got different settings. So if you hit X Rumble and then hit load, it'll load the settings. I already had them loaded, so it's not showing it, but I promise you it will load in the same controller settings as Wiimote 1. And then you just want to do this for all of them, and you will have 4 controllers, 4 players all running on the same controller, which is pretty cool. Alright, so now we're going to put our game into Dolphin. As you can see here, there's no game here. We don't have anything to play, but putting it in is pretty easy. I'm going to be keeping everything in this folder, just since this is a portable copy of Dolphin, everything's going to be here. But you could just make a folder on your desktop or something, and it would work just the same. But I'm going to put a folder in here called Rumble, and that'll be Pokemon Rumble. Then we'll just take the patch that we made, and we will put it into that folder. Once we got that done, you will go to config and then paths, and you'll come down here and you'll add, and then it'll bring up folders. You can just go to any folder on your computer and it'll do it. And as you can see in the back there, we got Rumble. So now that we got Rumble, let me show you how to access the the new area in Rumble Weekend Edition. So this is how you know it works, is this screen will be different. It'll say how to access GX rank. You can see the instructions there, but I'm going to show you anyways. So if we go to EX, it won't do anything because there's the EX is just EX. But if we go to advanced instead of EX, if we progress all the way up to rank S, once you get all the way up to rank S, if you go back down, you'll see it says to the GX terminal. That's where we're wanting to go. This is the area with all of the Gen 2 and 3 Pokemon. There's actually one that's missing, which I'll show you here in a second. So let me swap out to one of these Deoxys, which are in the Wii Remote for a section that's coming up, just because it's faster. So yeah, this all has Gen 2 and 3 Pokemon. You can see them down there, Pokemon you can befriend, and that's the kind of the main part of Rumble Weekend Edition. But if we actually follow this same process but in normal, you can actually hunt a specific Pokemon. I don't know why it brought Dialga in, but it's whatever. But if we go all the way up to rank S and then go down like we did last time, it will take us to a special little area that only has Unown. All of these places have Unown as a boss, but if you actually go through Fiery Furnace, it'll take you through this one stage here. You get 1 level plus a boss Unown, and this is the only way to hunt Unown, which is cool. There's only Unown A, but I'm sure that it'll be added in the future. So now that we know how to set up all of that stuff, let's talk about multiplying Deoxys. So Deoxys is the best runner Pokemon, just period. I think it's bulky enough to survive in EX, and it's faster than Aerodactyl, just as fast as Ninjask. So the first thing you're going to want to do to multiply it, there's actually 2 ways to do it. There's a much easier way that I will get to after this, but this is the manual way. So if you right click on Pokemon Rumble, you can go to Open Wii Save folder. So this has your save game. I have a folder right here that we'll be using. This is the backup save, which that is from when I was testing. Let me just get rid of that and that. If you go to the backup save, you can copy your save into there. Don't mess with this one. This is just a backup in case you mess up. Then if you go to main save, you can put that in there. So we'll start by opening up Rumble now that we have that done. And this is all assuming you already have Deoxys. If you don't have Deoxys, I explain how to get it in the first video, so go check that out. But what we'll do is we'll just go to any area. It doesn't matter which one we go to. We'll just go to EX. And as you can see, once I slog my way down here, we only have 1 Deoxys. Now that's nice and all, but if you want to play with multiplayer method, you have to do some tomfoolery to get more. So what you'll do is you go to this Wiimote menu that I'm at, and then you will deposit Deoxys into the Wiimote. What this does is it saves it to your Wiimote, which it doesn't have to be a real Wiimote. This is an emulated Wiimote, so there's the save file somewhere in the Dolphin folder. And you'll hit 2 on that, and then you'll hit 1 to get out of the menu. Is this okay? Yes. It'll take a second to write to the Wiimote. So once it's written to the Wiimote, you can close Dolphin, close the emulation, and then what we'll do is we'll go into this main save folder, and we will actually copy this into our Dolphin save data folder, and you'll replace all the files. So when we run Dolphin again, which I'm just going to put that down there so we can do all of this at once, you'll notice something peculiar has happened. If we go back to our EX here, when we go to the Wiimote menu, you'll see we actually have our Deoxys from before, and we have the one from the Wiimote. So we can repeat this process a few more times. Go to the Wiimote, and as you can see, we've got 4 Deoxys now. And that's the manual method to clone Deoxys, but I have found where the Wii save data gets saved. So let me show you what we're going to do here. I'm actually going to release these 4 Deoxys. I gotta unfavorite them, but we're gonna release these 4. So now there are 0 Deoxys on this save file. None. There's none in the Wiimote. Nothing. We'll close it. Now, I have found where the Wii data is saved. It's just in your documents folder. Mine isn't there because I'm in a private, portable Dolphin, but this is my main Dolphin, and as you can see, we got everything here. And here is actually where the Wiimote data is saved. If you just go into your documents folder, Dolphin emulator, Wii, Wiimote1.bin, that'll be where everything is. So if we go to that here on my portable Dolphin, as you can see, we've got Wiimote1.bin there. So I actually have a Wiimote 1.bin with 4 Deoxys on it. So we'll just put it there and we'll replace it. And we should have 4 Deoxys saved to the Wiimote just from putting that save data in there. And I will be including this with a Google Drive link to download the Wiimote.bin. Once we go here, as you can see, it didn't actually delete those 4 Deoxys from before because I didn't save the game afterwards, but we've got these 4 Deoxys now from the Wiimote, which is very cool. And we'll just close the emulation and we'll move on to the next part. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a multiplayer method. So we have the controller set up already. The best way to do this without desyncing your controllers is you'll go to the pause menu and then you'll go to multiplayer. And right now you don't have the other controllers on, but as soon as you select a Pokemon, they all 3 come on at once. Move slowly so they don't get desynced. And then you can just do this, do this, do this, and they'll all show up. And then you can just hit start. And as you can see, I'm controlling all of them at once. So that is pretty cool. If they do get desynced, however, which right now they're technically desynced, if you just hold up, it won't go past your first Pokemon. But if you hit up when you're on the first Pokemon, it takes you to the next page. So it doesn't happen too often when you get desynced, but it is always good to know how to fix it if it does happen. Alright, so the last thing we're going to go over is we're going to go over how to get custom textures into Rumble. I have custom textures on my runner Pokemon, as you can see here. These are my custom textures. I'll include these in a zip file you can download in the description if you wanted to take these and either use them, or you can just edit them so you don't have to go through the process of dumping them. But I will show you the process of dumping textures. So you're gonna want to go to graphics and advanced, and you're gonna want to turn on load custom textures and prefetch custom textures. And you're also gonna want to enable texture dumping. These allow you to load custom textures, and it lets you dump the textures to a folder. And you want to make sure your Pokemon that you were last playing as is the Pokemon you want to dump the texture of, or else you're going to have to go through a lot more textures to find the one that you want. So we load into the game. In my case, we're going to get Rotom's texture. And make sure you don't look at any other Pokemon, or else it's gonna dump all of their textures as well, and it's just gonna be a pain in the ass to do. But once you got the game open, you can just close it. And like I mentioned before, I'm using a portable version of Dolphin. This would be in your documents folder, most likely. But you're just gonna go into here. You're going to go to dump textures WPSE01. And this is every single texture that was loaded into the game. So you just want to scroll through here until you find the one for the Pokemon you were using. Like I said, my case is Rotom. So I would take this out, and then I can edit this in any photo editor that I want and make it look however I want to make it look. I'm not going to do that right now because that's too much time, but you guys can do it on your own. And then when you have your custom texture made, I'm just going to use these. What you're going to want to do is go back, go to this folder again, your documents folder, Dolphin emulator. Then you want to go to load, and then you're going to need to make a textures folder most likely, and then you're going to need to make a folder called WPSE01, which is just the game's ID. Then when you're in there, you're going to want to just plop those in, and that should load the custom textures into Rumble. So I already have them in here, but I'm just going to do it anyways just to show you. Yeah. So you'll just use those. Once you have those in there, you should just be able to run the game. And since you have load custom textures on, it's going to look into that folder and look for any textures. One of the most important things to note though is you cannot change any of the names of the files or else it will not know what to load in. So let me just show you that they worked. So if I go to Deoxys, you'll see it has my custom texture. Ninjask does as well, and so does Aerodactyl. So it's not too hard, and like I said, if you don't want to go through the process of dumping any textures, I will include the textures that I made so you can edit them yourselves. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you if you watched it to the end. There is a lot of stuff to go over with Rumble, but I think that I've just about covered everything that I want to cover in these 2 episodes. So thank you for watching this, and thank you for watching part 1 if you watched it, and I will see you guys next time when I release the actual part 1 of Shiny Hunting School. See you guys later.